check 1, 2. All right. Yeah, everything's right here. Got my shorty shorts on. All right, I just want to talk about my new cranking setup real quick, and it goes from, is it bright? Maybe I need glasses. Yeah, there we go. Now I can't see. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about my new cranking setup that I've been using for probably a couple months now. I like to test out the rods and the reels because it's a rod and reel setup, like it's all new. I'm fishing with 13 Meta Series, designed by Gerald Swindle, G-Man, Swindle, Big Pimpin', Pimp with a Limp, whatever. I'm gonna go over everything from square bill rod all the way up to like a DT20 or a deep diving crankbait rod. And the cool thing about like these rods and the reels, let's not forget the reels. I'm gonna talk about the reels, but the rods come in at $150, $149.99. It's built around a thin wall fiberglass bank, so it's built around a thin wall fiberglass blank, which gives it that parabolic whipping, casting, launching crankbaits as far as you want to throw them, paired up with the Inception G2 Meta Series reel. Now, this is my square bill rod, okay? It's a 7-foot medium. It's perfect for throwing like little square bills. This is my favorite square bill. I've always loved the Fat Johns by Spro. This one right here has been through hell and back, and I've caught a ton of fish on this crankbait. You can throw 2.5s, you can throw the Spro XLs, which is another favorite of mine. Any square bill, this rod's gonna handle it. Now, it is a beefy rod, but don't let that fool you because it's super freaking light and the castability is just insane, especially with these little, with the Fat Johns. It has a tungsten ball in it for a weight transfer system, so you can actually freaking just lob it, right? Like Kobe. So the gear ratio reel that I'm using is a 6 to 1. And they always change, like every company's this, like 6.3 to 1, 6.2 to 1, 6.6 to 1. It's that middle number always throws me off, so I have to look at it. 6.6 to 1 gear ratio reel. The drag on these things are insane. The reels coming in at $149.99. That's insane. So for $300, you could have a really good crankbait setup. And if you don't want to do 3 rods, I'm gonna move on to the next one, which is my medium. This is what I'm gonna throw a rock crawler on, a DT16, and this is the, nope, that's the big one. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. This is the 7.4 Meta Series rod, same parabolic action. Like all these rods from like here down look identical. Just the length changes. DT16s, rock crawlers, DT10s. You could actually throw a DT20 on this too. The 7.4 is probably the most universal. The 7.4 is probably the most universal rod out of all of them because, I mean, I throw square bills on this. It's not gonna be as tight as if you're using a 7-footer, like your tight quarters or whatever, but you can throw a square bill on this rod, 7.4. You can throw a DT20 on this rod. If you can't get all 3, which I understand, right? Because I got to hustle to get mine, you know what I'm saying? If you can't get all 3, I would definitely go with the 7.4 just because it's an all-around cranking rod. And when they're shallow, put your 12-pound mono or fluorocarbon, whatever, or 14-pound, whatever you use when shallow cranking, because I like to put mine through the dredges, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to throw it up in trees, throw it on rocks, get it hung up, pop it loose. You're throwing it deep. If the fish are deep, you're throwing a deeper crankbait, put your 12-pound, 10-pound. I use 10-pound test, honestly. If I'm fishing brush, I might move up to like 12-pound shooter, sunline, just because it's really strong. And if you get hung up, you know, you're probably good. You're gonna break some off. No line's invincible. Do you like that? The 7.4, great rod. I've got this paired up with a 5.3, a 5. I've got, wow, too much coffee this morning. So I've got this rod paired up with a 5.3 to 1 cranking reel. It's just for cranking pretty much. And the thing is, I'm throwing a little bit deeper than medium stuff because it's hard for me to fish from, let's say 4 foot to 10 foot. It just, I don't get it. It's like a block because I'm on the spectrum somewhere. And that is part of my mental block. Like I just can't do it. I can fish shallow, I can fish deep. That middle section, I start forgetting my name, pee in my pants, you know. The 5.3 to 1, where I'm throwing this in like 16 foot of water, 14 foot of water, it gets the bait down there and then you can just dig it. And it's not gonna move, it's gonna stay on the bottom and it's gonna go, you're not gonna be burning it. It's just gonna stay at, I mean, you can burn it, but you're gonna work for it. This doesn't wear you out, stays down there, goes across the bottom. and just digs. That lower ratio reel is really good for deeper style crankbaits. This is the Inception G2P, which I'm pretty sure stands for power, because it is a power cranking reel. Love this setup. That's my medium-ish, medium deep. We'll say MD, medium deep. We'll say that for this setup. And then probably my favorite one, or did I say that one was my favorite? No, I don't think I did. My favorite setup is the 7.6, the big stick, freaking same deal. Fish just jumped right there. Carp. The 7.6, the big stick, same deal, same built rod, just longer. I'm telling you, like, especially like the DT20 is my favorite deep diving crankbait. Every single one of them you get out of the box, for me, runs true. There's gonna be that one guy that comments, be like, nope, not everyone, because I bought one the other day at Dick's and it ran cricket. Everyone I've had, I've never had to tune. That's a God's honest truth. The DT20s, like, you can lob them, you can just sling them, and the rod with that parabolic action, you know, like a buggy whip or whatever, just sends them off. And another cool thing about these rods is, like, they're forgiving. So they're not, some cranking rods are a little stiff. These are like perfect. It has like the perfect backbone for when you're reeling and you can feel that crankbait like really digging, you know? And you throw that mug all day, it's gonna wear you out. This is, it's almost like you're throwing a square bill with this, is what it feels like. It's crazy. Also, got this paired up with a 5:3-to-1, same gear ratio as my other one. This is where this reel really shines, because when you're throwing 18 to 20 foot, and if you put on, like, you know, you can put on a 10XD with this, because this rod will go from a 1/2 ounce to 2 ounces. So you can put on the 10XD, I think they're 2 ounces, they might be 5, I don't know. It's gonna handle those bigger deep diving crankbaits if you really want to get down there to like 25 foot, like the big mega Little John DDs. Like, I know they've got some to get down like 25 foot, great bait. All the links are gonna be down in the description. You can get them at Tackle Warehouse, and that's pretty much about all I've got to say about that, Jedi. Just trying to see it, did I forget anything? If I did, like, ask me questions below. The 13 Fishing Meta Series, we call it Meta on Meta because that's what it is, really, and really happy with them. And I don't like to do like product reviews as soon as I get them and fish with them for like a week. I like to fish with them for at least a month. And yeah, so make sure you click on the links below. I'll have all these rods. I mean, if you want the bait, like, I'll put the baits on there too, if you want. And I'm using Sunline 12 to 14 on my square bill rod. I think I'm using 12 on my medium deep rod and 10-pound test on my deep cranking rod. Thanks for watching this video. Catch me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and until next time, you know the deal. You know what's coming up. I'll catch you on the flip flop.